Greetings and salutations. I'm the Raven, and someone has. Okay, where's the real or DM in? Who's stolen my sheet? And why is there a pile of sheet beads that appear to be lit? Anyone?
We'll taste good.
They're not beans.
Hey, don't look at me. It's not me this time.
I'm not too fond of beans, so there's only one other person it could be.
I know nothing, Jon Snow.
So what don't you know, Jon Snow?
I know nothing. But if the thing is destroyed, I think I have an idea for a session.
Okay. Oh, someone's left a note. Sorry about the DM wheel. I just meant to rig it. It fell over. Signed, YC. Well, since you have an idea, Star, we might as well run with that.
Okay.
We just wait a moment while she shuffles for all the notes that she strangely has prepared.
That's perfectly fine.
It's also shock horror prepared notes.
Well, it'll be something, I'll say that. All right. So let's start out with what everybody's been doing since the last episode. We'll start with Shifrost.
Shifrost has been heavy into therapy.
I'd imagine.
Dr. Humani's built up a third set of volumes. The first two being Okusan and Snark. We now have the Sleepwell section of the library coming along nicely.
Although it does dovetail in very nicely with the Okusan section in this last set of therapy sessions anyway.
I figured it would start with Okusan has followers.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
The followers was a long time ago. But no, Okusan is many and there is an army of him.
True. Speaking of which, how's Omni holding up?
He's still asleep. He needs rest and relaxation from, being sent to hell.
That is fair. I'd imagine that the Francine's playing his nurse at the moment.
Most likely.
And, Raven, who are you bringing on this little adventure?
Oh, the one character that no one likes, who's utterly despicable. I'm bringing Tiny.
Okay, what's Tiny been up to then?
He's been playing peacemaker between Snark and Snowy per usual. He's gone about little small jokes about the place, just smiling in good nature at some bandits to making them rethink their life choices, and trying to prevent the spread of the new variant of Snorri's brew.
Oh dear.
It turns out they went to a local brewery and the kegs melted.
Uh-oh.
It wasn't just a problem the kegs melted, the stonework below them melted as well.
Damn. And that's Cyrano. What's he been doing?
Cyrano has been doing random odds and ends in his usual roguish fashion.
Fun.
So,
as for you, go ahead.
So, drunkenly and just passable efficiency.
Pretty much.
As for Yuki, well, mostly she's been, when she's not on dates or something with Cyrano, she's been watching Okasan's soaps, meaning that she's been sitting with him in his cage while he's been crying into a bucket.
Dog is an imposter this whole time.
I know, buddy, I know.
But then who is the baby's father?
We'll find out next episode, maybe. Go ahead.
Sorry. I will stop doing this at some point. It's also you're getting tired of the explosive diarrhea plot that's turned up for the fourth time this month.
Yeah. But at this point, everybody's actually meeting a special guest coming to the guild specifically for them. So you're all of you are up in the front of the guild, and Tiny just happens to be like passing by and also coming to greet an old friend, Mercy. Hello, friends.
Hello there.
Greetings,
Greetings.
greetings, valuable visitors to the guild. How will we assist you?
Oh, sorry, I don't think we've properly met. I'm Mercy. I work at Granville's orphanage.
I am Tiny, good friend to the Smols and bringer of good cheer.
Well, it's very nice to meet you, Tiny. And it's good to see you all again.
He gives a very thorough handshake.
Considering how tiny she is, she's probably shaking a little.
She probably went off her feet once or twice.
Yeah. But it's so nice to see you all. Lo has been sending me messages about their adventures, and they've been asking how you've been doing.
We've been doing all right. We've been doing our best to get by. Granted, the mongrel. I don't know what's been going on with the mongrel.
Oh, yes.
Mongrels.
Oh, yes, Okasan.
Which one?
There's more of them?
There's more of them.
Oh.
There's more of them?
There's more of them.
They're taking
Why is there more of them?
They're taking shifts in the admin department.
Oh. Well, that'll probably make the children happy, provided we can find the children.
Find the children?
Yeah, is there anywhere we could speak more privately?
Oh,
They
Mossa.
have many meeting rooms in guild.
Okay, maybe we should head to one of those. It's kind of important.
Let's go.
Tiny leads the way from back into the guild in one of the meeting rooms that just lead off from reception.
Okay. Yeah. Lord Granville actually sent me here personally, and he asked me to keep this under wraps. We've been having a bit of a problem. Some of the children have been going missing from the orphanage.
That seems like more than a small problem.
Yeah, we don't know where they've been going. Just that their beds have been going empty. They go to bed at the same time every night, but then we wake up and they're gone.
How many of them have gone missing so far, and how long has this going on?
It's only been a few days thus far, but it's enough to worry. We've lost at least half a dozen. The recent one being 2 tiefling twins. And then this morning we actually got a note, and she hands you over a note.
I mean, we read the note.
The note is pretty much a standard ransom note, but with a severe penalty at the end. They're saying that Granville had stolen something, and either he returns what was stolen, or he's at risk of losing both his children and, by extension, the orphanage. And you can see very clearly on the bottom a very familiar fox-shaped mark on it.
Verily, this will not stand. We shall bring the villains to justice and return the children back to Lord Granville.
I have seen marked before, but do not know what it means. Cyrano?
I believe this is the mark of the Shiverthorns. I have a bone to pick with them.
Yeah, we don't know what they're meaning, because as far as we know, we haven't taken anything, but it's all the more concerning. I know Lady Kiki has been pulling some strings, and she thinks that the trail of where the children are going is towards Astrakis.
The barren desert area.
Yeah.
Friendshipos, it's not that where you rid the worm?
You must remind me of that part, huh?
Oh, my good friend, it sounds such a glorious adventure.
I would not say my part in that adventure was glorious, no. Other people, maybe. My part, not so much.
But then Mr. Snark himself does not wish to speak about that particular trip to Starrakis too much himself.
And Granville has no idea what these people think he has stolen.
No, he really doesn't. That's why he reached out. He wanted me to reach out to you guys so it wouldn't draw too much attention, because you know how some of the nobles think of him.
I know what the nobles think of each other in general. Any chance of weakness, they jump on it.
Yeah.
And what would Shiver do? Does anyone know enough about the Shiverthorns to know exactly what they would consider stolen? Some groups have very funny ideas of what they consider to be their property.
They are a band of criminals for hire. I can't imagine what they would think that a noble would have stolen. Being nothing but thieves and vagabonds themselves, they have a very loose idea of what they think of as their property.
Do they consider people's property?
There's a good chance they do. I may have to have words with them about that once we track them down.
But yeah, here's like the basic coordinates that Lady Kiki thinks is where the children might be. I think you can just teleport close by towards the outpost of Kist. But at the very least, just if you can find these children, we'd be ever grateful.
You have our word, we shall return your wayward children.
Do our best.
Thank you.
And
I better get back before they notice I'm gone. And zoop, out she goes.
my friends, it's time to go teach some ne'er-do-wells the error of their ways, he says, cracking his knuckles.
Oh, there's much they have to answer for.
All right, so I guess everybody starts heading over to the teleporter. What do you usually use to roll for shenanigans?
A die 20, and it's up to you to determine what that die 20 actually means.
Okay. So, let's have Tiny roll.
Oh no. I go for my goblin dice for this particular one.
I mean, in the past, it's been that's how many hours it's taken you to find the room. That's how many rooms you visited.
I rolled a 3.
Okay, so it takes you guys a few tries. You end up going towards a jungle area, a haunted castle. Somehow you ended up on Dave Island again, and then you randomly decided to show up in Office Hell again. But you got out quickly enough.
Oh, swarming triplicate he did.
I think they were about to start a birthday song for someone in there.
But eventually you get to the right room where Scotty beams you up, and you end up within the outpost of Kist, which is home to mainly desert gnomes. Although you see scattered around the place is a massive pamphlets with a dust goblin saying in big bold letters, "Vote for Mr. Ick. He isn't Mr. Yuck."
Oh no, we've been to Starrakis during his election season. My opponent's policies do not go far enough. I disagree. My opponent's policies goes way too far.
If anyone wants to make a history roll, they're welcome to as well.
Alrighty.
Just to get an idea of what this place is.
Well, the good news is my history score is good. The bad news is I rolled a nat 1.
So he has spent very little time researching Starrakis, or at least this section of it.
You think this place is made of sand.
I rolled 17.
Okay. So then you know a little bit about Kist, that this particular outpost that has more ancient unexplained statues, which is of great importance to the people of Kist for some reason. You don't exactly know why, but you feel it's important.
People like statues. Why? I have no idea. I just know you probably don't want to mess with the statues.
There's sand here.
Very good, Cyrano.
Did you roll anything, Tiny?
Danny did not roll. He just decided to do what he usually does and follow with the party.
Okay. You run straight into a tree.
George in the jungle. What's up for that tree?
Where you're suddenly pelted on by a bunch of bananas, which causes a bunch of gnomes to run in terror, yelling, "Tree sausage!"
Strange. Usually when Mr. Snark speaks of the desert gnomes, they're more likely to try and gnaw your leg off than say hello.
Apparently, they are terrified of bananas.
Maybe we should take some to alleviate any problems further down the line.
Just start scooping up the bananas.
You now have a lot of bananas.
Tiny also takes a fair share of bananas and sticks them in his bag of holding.
I too will take some bananas.
Everybody's got bananas.
We're well stocked for potassium.
Hmm.
We got the banana.
Mhm.
Okay.
I feel some royalty is rather pleased with us.
Yep.
Everybody make me a perception roll. Or a perception check.
Perception. Da-da-da.
I got an 11.
Okay, I'm actually rolling well right now. 29.
Sure, Frost, you notice something is chewing on Tiny's leg.
Does Tiny feel it?
That's a good question. Does Tiny feel it?
Benji Frost, what are you looking at? Oh, well, you're looking at. I say, I am not a snack to be chewed on.
See if I can get this picture up and going. But what is actually chewing on Tiny's leg is some strange, large brown rodent. Let me see if I can actually get a proper picture of this. Hang on.
Oh no, Kikyo's going to make me pay.
Not quite.
Not quite.
It's a baby bullet.
Nope. It's
Damn.
That came
Well-
up in the other campaign.
Yes, it did.
I forbid the further appearance of bullets in this campaign until
go.
otherwise said.
what you see is what's currently in the chat, a large brown rodent of some kind.
I say, I believe I've heard these things before. I believe they're called a capybara.
That is the largest gerbil I have ever seen.
Everyone can make me a history roll, see if they can figure out what it is.
13.
Okay, there we go. That is a 25.
All right. You know this creature as a kapu. It's normally used for smaller individuals to ride on, although it's weird that it's in a desert area because it's usually within a jungle terrain.
Huh, you're a long way from home, Kapu. Happy hamsters happening?
It's chewing on Tiny. I do not think it's happy. Is
It's
it still
tugging at-
chewing on him, by the way?
It's actually tugging on his trousers, as if trying to tell you where to go.
What's that, my little?
Does it actually have a saddle on it, or is it?
It does, along with a bag on its hip.
What's that, my?
Like
Help. I am a halfling. I'm hopping in that saddle.
Okay.
What's that, my fine rodentty friend? Has little Timmy fallen down the well again?
I figure I hop in saddle. Maybe he takes me where he's trying to drag you.
So he starts hippity hopping in down an alleyway near the hospital. That's not too far from there. And into the alleyway, you see there's a small bag that appears to be wriggling, and is that a foxtail sticking out of it?
I believe we have found a clue.
I believe it's a bag with a tail coming out of it. Usually at a time like this, Mr. Stark will remark with poke it with a stick.
Sai pulls out his belaying pin and pokes the bag.
It wriggles.
Is it tied off so the tail is the only thing that can stick out, or is it just
Yes.
kind of open loose?
Yeah,
It's
it's tied up
up.
so you can only see the tail.
I'm afraid you have to untie it to see what that tail is attached to.
Okay then, and this is where Tiny just unties the bag.
And out pops what you would think would be a fox or a vulpin, but no, it's actually a little gnome with a big, bushy orange beard.
Thank you for getting me out of that bag.
Tedlin? Oh, wait, you're not Tedlin? Who are you, good sir?
My name is Fenric. He is coughing. That bag was dusty.
Please, sir, why were you in that bag?
Why was he in that bag?
He doesn't know.
I have no... Some ruffians shoved me in here.
I take it this beast is yours.
Beast? Oh, my good sir. That is my steed, Coco. I would appreciate if you got off.
Fair enough. Dismounts.
And as Shifrost dismounts, something falls out of Coco's little bag.
Is it some kind of nut?
And no, in fact, hang on. I can grab the picture.
I pick it up and examine it. I mean,
What you find is what looks like some kind of gem with an eye in the center of it.
Wow, that doesn't look evil at all.
not in the least, no.
A
Tiny,
soft pink light flickers from the jewel at regular intervals, as if it's struggling to stay awake.
Tiny shudders as he looks at that thing.
Since Shifrost is holding it, does he feel anything weird as he's holding it?
You can. It almost feels like a heartbeat.
Dum dum, thump thump, thump thump, thump thump.
You also figure that it is a magical item of some kind, but also that this strange feeling that it doesn't belong here.
I mean, I say that about most magical items, but you know.
At this point, a random desert gnome is passing by. He sees the gem. He screams, "Ah! Haradako does not belong here! Put it back! Put it back!"
I'm sorry, can you tell us what this thing is?
Haradako belongs in Temple of Naba. Evil! Does not belong! Does not belong!
The
Ugh.
gem or the temple?
Evil! Evil! And then he runs off.
What a nice fellow.
Most likely one of the ones who shoved me in this bag.
Finric, where did you get this?
I have no idea.
Follow-up question. Is the tail something you normally have?
That's a rather personal question, isn't it?
It is kind of plain and obvious that you have tail. It is also plain and obvious most gnomes do not have tails.
How am I going to explain this?
At the moment, you don't know how you got this.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I have no idea.
What's the last thing you remember?
I was eating breakfast.
Did you have tail when you were eating breakfast?
Possibly.
Okay, let's back up further then. When was the last time you remember not having tail?
Fenric appears very lost in thought as he tries to remember things. He's not very good at that. Coco, do you know when I got this tail?
Coco quickly starts walking towards the desert.
Fenric quickly catches up and hops onto his back, or her back. Yeah, her back. I think Coco is telling me where I got this tail.
I have a feeling that your tail and what we are here to do might just be linked together at some point.
Feeling that is the case.
Call it funny intuition.
All right then, come on, gents. As Coco begins to slowly but steadily move into the desert.
All right, everybody, make me a survival check then to see how long it takes you to get through the desert.
11.
All right, just give me like 1 second.
That's an 18.
That's a 16.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a 7.
Yes. It takes you guys probably about a couple hours with not much going on. A lot of sand in your face and everywhere. Occasionally you'll see some desert gnomes or dust goblins traveling by, often flying by the wind, because it is brutal out there. But eventually, you guys come upon something you didn't expect. A rickety old bridge over a deep chasm. About 80 feet long and about 5 feet wide.
I have bad
that's a
feeling
deep
about
hole.
bridge.
Tanny peers down the canyon.
It's a very long drop.
Going, hello!
Hello, hello, hello.
Yep, that's deep.
I'm not pleased by the state of this bridge.
You and me both.
Can I look down into the canyon?
You can certainly try.
I have dark vision. Do I see the bottom?
No.
Oh, this is quite a deep hole.
Coco is casually just trying to cross it.
Oh my.
Tanny, for a moment, looks like he's about to stride across the bridge. Then he does a moment where his gaze over here. Oh, yes, right. He then carefully tests the bridge to see if he can take his weight.
What would be the best thing to roll for that? Athletics check.
Oh boy. That is an 11.
You break at least one or two boards on the way over, but you managed to cross safely.
My bad. Sorry, I'll come back and fix it later.
Shifrost starts grumbling, and he sits there and slowly and meticulously casts mending on each and every board before he steps on it.
Okay, you get across with no problem. Cyrano?
Well, time to boldly stride over the bridge.
Most of the boards are in good repair now, at least.
Alright, I'll say you make it across fine too. Upon crossing the bridge, the scenery drastically changes as more sausage trees and other forms of vegetation cover the landscape. What's more, there appears to be the sound of rushing water further in.
I feel like the Shattered Isles are slightly more shattered than usual. Don't you all agree?
Indeed. Syracuse is the land of sand, winds, and worms, if you're unlucky. I do not remember tales of water so being readily available.
How did we get into jungle?
Well, at least this is slightly more comfortable.
It explains where your friend came from.
Oh no, I just cast a spell that they kind of appeared.
Did your spell break the universe again?
I don't think so. It was a very basic spell.
Hmm.
And how long ago did you cast it?
Oh, quite a long time ago. Most likely has nothing to do with this. Huff huff.
Alright, everybody roll me a d6.
3.
1.
3.
Ooh.
You guys get through the jungle with absolutely no problems.
Yay.
Sir, I do not actually believe this jungle is here. I believe it is actually one of the delusions I shall hear much about.
If it is delusion, then it is good one. I'm getting snagged on all sorts of undergrowth. Short legs, you know.
Eventually, you all see some kind of temple in the distance. Its stone zenith peeking out from the jungle canopy.
We also appear to hear the calls of a desert cat.
That's just a passing druid. Stuck in well shape.
Actually, you roll me a history.
Quick history check.
Oh, 9.
Net 20, so 28.
Okay, so Cyrano, you recognize that sound as that of a Pheliad stalker. They're a specific type of cat-like creature with a flower for a tail. They're known to be quite dangerous in the right circumstances.
There are dangerous creatures around here. Cats with flowers for tails that are very persistent predators. We must be cautious.
I know you don't hear that, but you're now a dangerous predator in the jungle. Congratulations.
I'll have to dig up the photo of that later, but
I do say this jungle is a lot less friendly than the one I'm from.
as the party gets closer to the temple, they hear the sound of some kind of rustling. Everybody make a perception check.
Oh no. The housemates have come back.
19.
11.
Dirty 20.
Okay, so
That is a 17.
Tiny, you're the first one to notice this. Rustling through the bushes, you spot a pair of Vulpin charging through, riding similar kapus as Coco.
More bravado than sense. Tiny charges forward in front of the two riding Vulpin, if possible, declaring, "Halt!"
Hey, what the heck are you doing here? The one that's speaking to you is female with a silvery black fur and no white tip at the end of her tail. If I bring up the picture here.
Ah, so she's old.
There we go. Oh, wrong button.
We are but adventurers hired to seek missing children.
Children? Wouldn't know anything about it. Would you, Finn? The one that she's speaking to is male, orange, dressed all in red, and is very and doesn't even really communicate. He just laughs maniacally.
Tiny is a bit of a
Can I roll an insight check on that?
Sure.
Tiny wishes also to roll the inside check.
Go for it.
He is
18.
He's a simple lad, but he knows something's up. Number 30-20.
Oh, you two, you definitely know these two are lying. And actually, Cyrano, make me a history check.
That would be a 17.
You recognize the female from one of Yuki's dreams.
Do I remember her name?
Yes, her name is Seraphina.
Well, I call my sword to my hand and point it directly at her.
Hey, what's the big idea?
Seraphina, is it?
Wait, how do you know my name?
I believe we have things to discuss.
Discuss. I don't know who the hell you are.
Is at this point, Tiny also draws his great sword that goes ting. And adds, also in my associate's request of discussions, we do not believe you that you have nothing to do with these missing children. I wish to advance our discussion on the matter.
Man, you are a weird bunch.
Shifrost is invisible now. Can he see any bags or pouches or anything like that on them?
No.
Okay. So instead, they're both riding those things. He's going to attempt to sneak around, pull out a length of rope, and tie one of the animal's feet to one of the other animal's feet. Tie their rear legs together.
Okay. I'm gonna say you successfully do that.
And Fenric is going to subtly cast grease below them.
Okay.
Does the name Cloudfur mean anything to you?
No.
I want you to think very hard. Does the name Cloudfur mean anything to you?
Look, Blondie, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're in our territory, so unless you have a good reason to be here, leave.
Sai is smiling.
Oh,
It is
no.
not the fun kind of smile.
Okay.
I'm feeling slightly thirsty right now.
Oh, no.
Wait,
Meanwhile,
are you the assholes that are working with Granville?
Hmm. You know what? Fuck it. They've been grating on Tiny's nerves a bit now, and it's anyone's looking at it, they notice how tense he seems.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, there's a bit of a static charge to the area. And then suddenly there's a boom. And everyone's bathed in light for a moment. And, well, you're probably looking at Tiny right now, and it's he is now hovering off the ground, carried by a pair of glowing, luminous, transparent wings. His eyes have turned into two glimmerish, luminous pools. Just give it up a slight bit of air. Air in his vile miscreants. Do not toy with us. We know you're up to no good. Speak truth, and it will go fairly for you. If not, it shall go foul. And this is going to last a minute. And this comes as a surprise, because everyone so far has just believed that Tiny is human.
oh my. Does he normally do that?
Okay, everybody make a constitution check to see how they handle the brightness.
Ten.
In
9.
in truth, that's just more of a dramatic flair. There's actually nothing in here about radiant soul that he gives off light.
19.
But for humor's sake, I'm just going to say that Cyrano looked too hard and is blinded, and Shifrost is just seeing little spots in front of his eyes.
Chipos gets blinded again.
And the Vulpin are both like, ah, my eyes. Well, one's going, ah, my eyes, one's laughing their ass off.
Do the capybaras move at all? The coppers?
They freak out, attempt to run, but because there's grease and the rope on them, they stumble and collapse with the Vulpin falling on the ground.
Neat.
Back to
Now, where are the children?
well, due to the commotion, Seraphina got knocked out. The red one, which she said is Finn, is still awake. So since he can't talk, he just points to the temple.
Pray for your sake you are being honest with us.
Sai grabbed Seraphina by the scruff of her neck.
Okay.
You're coming with us.
Oh boy.
What about their friend?
He's also coming with us. if he knows what's good for him.
Oh, I do say, is all this violence really necessary?
More than you know most times. So,
Okay.
you may want to tie them up or something.
Yeah, let's do that. Ties them up, puts them on the back of the Kapu, and, like, essentially makes a leash for the Kapu.
Okay.
By this point, Tiny has reverted to his usual self. He's still a Ned, but he's looking at his hands going, what just happened?
You grew wings for a second.
I do believe he went through holy puberty.
I didn't know humans could do that.
But
Neither did I.
I am nothing special.
The fact that your eyes turned translucent, glowing, and your back grew wings begs to differ with that.
Tiny just looks thoroughly confused.
It sounds like you may have questions to write home about later, yes?
Very true, friend Zifros.
I would not tell Snark he may want to experiment.
You don't get much response out of Tiny. He's just a little lost, still looking at his hands.
So with that, you guys end up at the front of the temple, and this might be a good cutting off point.
Indeed it is. So, until part 2. Later, folks.
Later.
Take care.
Bye-bye.